Hello. Good evening. Civil, you beat my other regular. It's amazing. Avery, that absolutely sucks. I don't know how to help you with that. Maybe come next Tuesday when we do the testing. Maybe it'll work. Maybe we can test it with lower bandwidth and see how that goes. We shall see. So I am in the middle of a routine moon orbital. God damn it! Thank you. I forgot. I knew I forgot something. I've already had 2 drinks in me today, so I was bound to forget something. Let me change that quick. There we go. Okay. Back to the things and stuff. And things and stuff. So I have my node planned. I do. I was testing that in Minecraft to see if it was any good, but it's failing again. So off it goes. The usual 8:30-ish. Central, whatever that translates for you. Oh, they want a wonky tilt to it. Okay. Okay. Go forward. I have gotten better at navigation, which is good. I've also gotten better at the manual warping options. Warp closer. Okay. A little bit more forward. Yes, precise maneuver. This one took a while to find because it's not in the Twitch client, and I originally looked up precise node or precise maneuver node. Like I think you had originally called it, only to find out that hasn't been updated in multiple years. No, not multiple years. Multiple versions. 1.2 I think was the last version. So I found this one as a fork for a newer version. So hopefully it does good. So far it's been doing good for me. I really like these options right here. Orbit tools. You can just turn the orbit up or down. Just simple, quick click. So that will be very handy when I have to move this this satellite, because I did get an option to move this satellite here. So that's going to be the next thing that we do. Welcome back, Elijah. Okay, so I'm just finishing up my moon orbital here. This should signal the last of the VIP ferrying contracts that I plan to do. Because this will get me enough cash to upgrade my final building to maximum and have plenty of cash left over to do ships and stuff. So I shouldn't need to do any more VIP trips anytime soon. Alright, 23 or 4, somewhere there. Alright, so we're just closing this orbital loop and then opening it right back up again and going back all the way. Flight engineer, that's new to me actually. I don't know what that is. I don't know what all of these things are. And it's really tiny. Okay, so we have closed the loop on the orbit. This is in the way. There we go. So I don't know what this is. I know it's part of Kerbal Engineer, but I've never messed with this part of it. So I don't know if that's the same as this or something else. But we have closed all of those contracts. We should be good. Yay, civil host. Alright, so now I should be able to just prograde and reburn a hair and get my orbit back into place around Kerbin, and then we can go home. Well, this button has been around before. I just never clicked on it. So, I just don't know what it does. Alright, we are prograde, we are burning, we are closing that orbit loop. And hopefully, getting reasonable numbers. What does it feel like? Yeah, it feels fine. Blade host too. OMG. So we can stop there-ish, I suppose. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so now we go back home again. Actually, space around Kerbin, satellite, travel, satellite, surface of Mun, satellite. Okay, good. I thought I had a space around Mun mission, but I do not. I must have done that one already. Okay, so now we can exit. So, funny thing, this happened while I was fiddling around with doing extra moon orbit missions today. I had a satellite around Kerbin, but it was at a really wide orbit. And at some point after a few passes of the moon, they lined up, and the moon captured my satellite and crashed it. So I lost my satellite. And it was the first satellite that I put around that was intended to be a relay satellite. So, whoops. I mean, it completed the mission, but then I lost it. So, yeah, the moon ate my goddamn satellite, so I'm going to have to plan around that. I don't know how to plan around that, because according to all the orbits, when I was looking at it, it was fine. But I guess it was only fine for as far as Kerbal had predicted ahead of time. It didn't plan ahead for multiple rotations. So... Kaboom! Let's go back home. Okay, so we need to plan here. Can delete that one. Plan here. That's still not very great. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about this. I might need to bring it in a couple times because I don't know if I have enough fuel for that big of a run. But it'll do. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have a 2-minute burn left in me. So I could pull it in like there. And then pull the periapsis in again. Every time I do this differently. It always works, which is fine, but still, I always do it differently every time. Let's do there-ish. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Whee! Oops. My ship, not that ship. Okay, so I need to do some rotation. Okay, so we are all lined up. No! No more nuclear! As much as I would like nuclear, it's still quite a ways off. I didn't know Sybil wanted his ships to be shaped a certain way. So that may have been accidental mind meld. Alright, so I need to burn for 20 seconds, which is right now. Overshot it just a hair, but that's fine. We're not in precise category yet. So I have 3 more satellites I need to do, according to missions. I've got a close orbit one I want. I've got a far orbit one. And then I've got another one, an adjustment on an existing satellite on the moon. Is that certain shape relatively long? Sometimes the game just knows best. Yeah, I figured it was something like that. With a short stubby rocket to either side. Alright, so we are bringing in Periapsis a little. That's a 35-second burn, which I should have. Should? Well, it wouldn't have to be long and bulbous on one end if I just had the parts needed to make it not long and bulbous on one end. But pretty much all the parts I have need to be this shape. I'm sorry, that was already done at the end of World War II in an alternate timeline called Command & Conquer Red Alert. It wasn't fun for anyone, except for me, because I enjoyed the game. Okay, so this, speedy, 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 speedy some more, speedy some less. No, I overshot it. You made me overshoot it, Blade. What are you doing? What are you doing to me? Alright, how are we doing on fuel? I said fuel clicky. We're doing okay on fuel. We can do another pass. You're not teaching me jack if I've already had a couple drinks in me tonight. There will be less focus than usual. Okay, so I don't have all that much fuel. I have enough, possibly for one more burn back, but I think we'll be fine. If Jeb were still alive, he probably would make it to the sun's core. If I had Jeb's body, I would absolutely shoot him into the sun's core. But no, he's just lost to the ages. Right, I will... Shush! How did you not know I murdered Jeb yet? Everyone knew I murdered Jeb. It was sad times all around. You do miss a lot. Okay, we're bringing this in. 8 or 9, I don't recall. YouTube can tell me these things. YouTube, tell me things. Only 7? Really? Yeah, only 7. This is the 7th episode. Okie dokie. So, we need to warp to... And we can delete that. We need to warp to here. You and your ridiculously early sleeping. Right, retrograde. Where are we? We're at 470,000. Dude, chill. It's gonna be a while before I can do all the planets. I'm barely getting off my one planet. It is exactly your fault that I'm so far behind. I don't know how yet, but it's your fault. Alright, we'll stop at 100-ish. You can deny it all you want. There are plenty of people who deny reality. Alright, we are going to retro burn some of the speed off. Hopefully, not burn up in the atmosphere. Stupid cat hairs. Okay. It's at least pretty green down there. Done burning yet? Not done burning yet. Hurry up, finish burning so we can attempt to not burn up in the atmosphere. So the last time I re-entered, after like 5 or 6 successful runs with this exact same ship, I had one piece blow up from too much heat. And it was one of the solar panels on the outside. So the ship is pretty rock solid, as much as it wavers and goes crazy. So we are doing something like this. And we're going to watch the heat go up and down and up and down and up and down. Oh, you haven't seen the wobble yet. There it goes. There's my wobble. It'd be really funny if this is the one time that the whole thing just explodes because I did one thing ever so slightly off. It's not even wobbling. Come on. I needed that wobble. The wobble was enough to heat him up and then cool him down on the wobble, on the off wobble. Wobble and off wobble. Yes, those are the correct terms. But without the wobbling, everything seems to be sharing the heat fairly nicely. It's absolutely on the skinny edge of survivability, but it is survivable nonetheless. Not the ideal re-entry angle, but it'll do. And I think we're past the danger zone. Danger zone! Yes, we're past the danger zones. Now we can speed up. In fact, we are so far past the danger zone that we have gone back up again. Curse you. But we're still going to come back down. So we still have another danger zone to go. Roughly here-ish. Yeah, we did a little bit of skipping off the atmosphere, but only a couple skips. Oh no, this was not janky Kerbal physics. This was just pure, absolutely skipping off the atmosphere at high speeds and bouncing a couple times before we were finally slowed down enough to land. So, it's normal. Alright, so we are re-entering again at high speeds. I wish my retrograde would kick in, but it doesn't always. That's a little better. Sometimes retrograde's better, sometimes manual SAS is better. As I said, I've tried it differently every time I've done this, and each time it's worked in a different way. But full speed ahead, and just hope for the best. There's the wobbly jankiness, but we're going slow enough that it's not overheating, so we're good. Hooray! Alright. And now we wait forever. Takes like 3 or 4 minutes to land this thing. But it's safe. Ish. Ah, full speed. He's Birdie. Eventually. Anytime now. There we go. Bounce. Bonk. Done. Hooray. Do I have any science to learn from here? No, I don't. Okay. That's fine. And EVA just in case. Cannot, because the exit is completely obstructed this time, because we landed face down. Ah, well. Ah, well. Wait, wait, wait. Ah! Hooray! Oh, no science. Oh, 0.6 science. Good enough. Okay, recover. Come on. There we go. So now we have 3.2 million. R&D is the last one that needs to be research or to upgrade, I believe. Everything else is fully upgraded. Hooray! So, all upgraded. I don't need any more significant amounts of cash, which means I don't need to do any more stupid ferry missions. Ooh, we have a Duna satellite request. I'm gonna take that anyway. Mun satellite orbit, sure, why not? Plant a flag on the Mun, since I'm gonna be landing anyway, sure. And you can all go fuck off. I may do some anyway at some point for the science or for the reputation, but I don't think I need any more cash anytime soon. So we're good. So we have satellite, 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 reposition satellite, and another new satellite. So we're going to do some satellite work, Kay. I'm going to go ahead and reposition this one and see if I can make use of the precise nodes to do that easily, which would be very nice. So we need Duck Echo M1. Control. And we have plenty of fuel left to do it. I haven't even tapped into the second fuel reserves. So question, and I don't know if this is possible. If I eject this thing, it's just going to be in the moon orbit. Unless I eject it just hard enough to knock it off of funky axis or whatever. How do you get rid of that stuff? Like, I don't want it in orbit anymore. I don't want it to show up in my map anymore. How do you get rid of it? Alright, so you're there, so I can go here. I can go roughly here. Maneuver node. Tilty. Too hard tilty. Tilty, 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 tilty. Ever so slightly more tilty. Okay. So that's the tilty part of it, and I can correct the rest of it later. Oh, you can just straight up destroy them. I mean, I think I knew that button was there, but didn't really know that button was there. So that's okay. Alright. That orbit is still pretty janky. But I will correct the tilt first and then fix the rest later. Did that node not save? That node did save. Okay. Probably could have done a node over here. I didn't realize the direction we were going was the opposite of what I thought we were doing. Okay, we'll do that. So we can delete this one, put a new one here, tilty, 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 and tilty some more. Okay. Looks good. And then we just need to move. Yes, the Space Center will help me delete those. So I have a couple that I can try that on in a moment. I just gotta finish correcting this wonky angle that they want me to put the satellite at. And so we are going to do... Okay. I need to burn for 5 seconds. Like so. And there. Okay, so that is relatively perfectly aligned. And then I just need to expand out. I have far too many rings going on here, and I'm getting confused. So let us do... that first. Yeah, let's do that first. Oh, I just realized they want me to rotate the entire direction because I am currently going clockwise and they want me to swap it to counterclockwise. Well, shit nuggets. Okay. Let's... fine. Be that way. So instead of that, let's fix it the opposite direction. And it's even easier with the precise nodes. Okay, so that'll be a relatively easy fix. I do like the precise nodes, like immensely easier to control than the draggy sliders. The draggy sliders were just not great. Okay, so I need to realign. Frozen? Let me check. Not frozen. Not frozen at all, except for Twitch doesn't appear to be working for me. Reloading. Twitch is fine. Mixer's fine. YouTube's fine. Everything's fine. Well, half the game is dark black because the moon is dark. And that's what I happen to be looking at the time. That is really strange. Yeah, that is just what it happened to actually look like. Alright. We were staring at the dark side of the moon. Okay, so I need to burn for 6 seconds, starting at 3 seconds. Or it thought 6 seconds and it decided, hey, it's going to actually be a minute and a half. So that was fun. YouTube has been kind of sketchy with notifications lately, I've noticed. Sorry you missed the first part of that, Jake. All you missed, honestly, was me returning from halfway through a routine orbital trip to the moon. So, nothing remarkable. Nothing remarkable whatsoever. We are now correcting the orientation of one of the satellites that I already had in place. And then we're going to start putting out new satellites. So, you haven't missed all that much yet. So that orbit got a little bit janked up because of the timing, but I can fix it. It's at the right degree almost. Also fixable. So now we just need to start doing some fixing. I really don't like all of these orbitals, though. Is there a way to turn off specific ones so that I can have a clear vision of what I'm attempting to do? Like, the yellowish one is a mission. I'm not sure I can turn off the visibility to that one, but can I turn off my satellites that I already have in place? Okay, so I need you. And I need distortion. Alright. And then we can probably up it a bit. I mean, that looks pretty good. It's off a hair. I could probably go down a step here. And that way. And down a step. Okay, that's pretty good. Where's the adjust? Okay, so this is this one. So this is the one I'm keeping an eye on. And I think I'm as good at positioning that as I can be for now. And then I will come back and fine-tune if it doesn't like it. But it's pretty close to what they want of me. Okay, wait for you to calm down. I need to fine-tune just a hair. Eh, close enough. Close enough. Alright, let's get near it. I don't want to warp to next maneuver. I want to warp to a specific location. Stab it. Ah, that's why. Okay, so we're around, around, and around, and around, and around. Alright. So according to this, I don't need to burn for very much. It says estimated burn is 0. So I'm going to guess if I slow boat it, it's going to be a couple seconds. So let's get almost right on top of the node and we'll be able to do it for a couple seconds. Slow boat corrections. Yeah, there we go. What is this? This is Kerbal Space Program. Hooray! We're at the designated orbit. Welcome back, Mouse Chase. So, repositioning the Duck Echo M1 is done. I can delete that. We do good rocket science. And then the green one is a new satellite that they want. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So what I can do is return back to the Space Center, and then I want to try deleting some of that debris that I've got out. Do you study Kerbal astronomy? Alright, so I've got plenty of debris out here. I don't want to see that. So I've got long shot debris, some Zeke debris. Why is there Zeke debris? I thought Zeke was my plane. I am confused. I thought you just push the terminate button. No, I'm not talking about... Oh. I thought terminate was the button that actually destroys the stuff. Like, kerboom, destroy. It just terminates the tracking of it. Okay. So that... I thought this was Zeke debris. This is remnants of a plane that I made that never made it anywhere near orbit. And yet, here we are, a plane wing, somewhere out in space. I don't know what to make of that. It probably did. Fascinating. Well, it's not that I don't want to have to worry about it, it's just that I don't want it out there cluttering up space. Because knowing my luck, I'll probably run into at least one of them at some point. But yeah, if Terminate just gets it off your list so you can't see it, well, that's no fun. So we do have an unknown object way out here. But that's like way out. Okay. Yeah, and I know asteroids exist, I just don't know the purpose of asteroids yet. But yeah, I will leave the debris floating out there. Okay, let's go back. Mining and science. I didn't know, I mean, I had heard that there was mining in the game, but I didn't quite grasp that concept because there's no resource requirements in the game. So the fact that suddenly there's mining, I don't know what to do with that information. But I also don't really have the research for that anyway, so yeah. Random photovoltaic panels, batteries, more photovoltaic panels, and lots of them. Ooh, a better relay antenna. That'd be kind of nice. The not Rocco Max micronode. Okay. So I have stuff that I could get. I don't know what I want to get, but I have stuff I could get. Alright, let's take a look at the missions. Tourists, blah blah blah. Mainsail. Blah blah blah. Okay, so I grabbed these two because they paid really well and had really good science results. Or, by really good, I mean good for a mission. I'm wondering if I could do a sun orbit to get these things tested, but I don't know. So this is a Duna satellite, and that's kind of neat. I don't know if I have the means to do Duna yet, though. I haven't tried. I could try. But I feel like I need to put another satellite out in Kerbal. Like, I feel like I need to have a satellite relay network in place before I start going to other planets. And I don't quite know how to make an efficient satellite communications network. So those are things that I don't know how to do. But let's do this one. And I think my satellite shooter 5000 can do it. Should be able to. I just need to kill this satellite. Come on, grabby satellite. There we go. And then put on my other one. Why won't what send? So this is my relay satellite. There we are. And grab and reroute. Come on. You can do the thing. There you go. What are you trying to send? So I've already gotten one of these up into space, and I don't remember which rocket I used, but I do need to get this into a pretty far orbit, so I think this will do. So let's save my satellite shooter with this satellite, because I'm going to want to use this satellite multiple times. And then we'll try to launch it, and we'll see if we can get the satellite where it needs to be. Or we're just going to crash. I need to quick save more often. I don't know what I just lost. I probably lost that satellite correction, unfortunately. We'll see how far back the autosaves go. I like how my background was space related, even though I've got it on completely auto random, so that was totally chance that was space related. And it was Calvin and Hobbes related. Okay, resume. Where were we? Where does the game think we were? Because that's the important question. So, let's check missions. It looks accurate. R&D has been upgraded, which I did after the satellite correction. Or no, I did it after the... I did that after the moon return trip, so I need to check to make sure that satellite is corrected. Yes, it's on the wonky, tilty angle. So we're good. Good. So I should be able to go straight to launching this satellite. And we have the good satellite on the tip, so let's launch it. Okay, it's T, M. So this is the orbit that we're attempting to do, the purple one. And then I'll probably do this one next. So that purple orbit does bring it out past the moon's orbit quite a bit. So hopefully the moon isn't going to grab this satellite and eat it like it did the last one. But we'll see. Alright. So we are on SAS, and we're launching. Out of fuel. Hey, donut. Okay, boot. Okay, so we have a pretty large apoapsis already, which is good. So let's start there, and then we'll redo over here. Okay. So I need to correct. It is going into a launching a satellite into orbit slightly out past the moon. Into this orbit out here, the purple orbit. It's eventually going to make it there, I hope. We'll see. This is the same rocket that I used to launch my satellite to actually orbit the moon, so this should be fine. But I haven't tested it yet, so we'll find out. Alright, so I need to start burning in about a minute, so I'm going to speed up a little. Minute 14 is 37 seconds. Four, three, two, one, go. I need to zoom back in and get ready to do my next node. Is the one that runs out of liquid fuel typically before I hit orbit. Yep, before I hit orbit, okay. So, double kick. And then I'm going to need to readjust my nodes, I think. So let's delete that one. Let's create a new maneuver here. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Delete that node, then a new maneuver. fine. X that. Relocate. Okay, okay. So, hitting the moon, from what I have found, is mostly just a matter of strapping on as many of the solid states as you can without blowing everything up. So get a rocket built like this that has enough fuel to do in-space maneuvering, and then strap a bunch of shit to the bottom of it and make it go fast. That's essentially my plan. I've seen more finesse plans that involve moving fuel around and all that stuff, but I find solids are pretty good. So this one is actually two fuels. This rocket right here is the Terrier, which is very efficient in vacuum, so it's very efficient fuel-wise up in space. Below that, I had another batch of fuel, and then the heavier liquid rocket that was able to push a little bit harder to get it up into orbit. And then I had like 3 of the solid rockets attached. And that was all I really needed to get to the moon and back. Still attempting for that orbit. Yes, we are. Okay. Hopefully I've got enough fuel in this thing. But I am by no means a Kerbal expert, so I do not have all that much skill yet. So let's kill the burn. We're going way off target already. Delete. Yeah, liquid I'd say is good as your second stage and beyond. I prefer first stage being solid because it's got a lot of punch to it. Solid will get you going pretty far and pretty fast, and then the liquids can be used to pick up the slack and then do the actual maneuvering to get you where you need to be. But solids are pretty good for getting you off the planet's surface. Axe knees. Ooh, that was a surprise. Okay, so I need to start burning in like 5 seconds, roughly. Okay, so this is to get my orbit fully solidified, then I can fudge it from here. So I could actually keep burning here and get that out. Solid does have drawbacks, like no control. You don't have any control over how fast it goes. It just goes until it's done going. You do have a little bit of control in how much fuel you put into it before you start. So if you find that one solid is too powerful and maybe, like what happened to me, you're burning up in the atmosphere going out, you could cut the fuel so it doesn't burn as long. But yeah, you don't have any control over the speed or anything like that. Okay, so let's cut and reassess. I am running low on fuel, so I'm wondering if this rocket is not quite good enough to get this thing out to here. I mean, I'm not low on fuel, but definitely questionable. So let us see about here-ish. So kill this node. I will kill this node too and start back over again. So here-ish. I should be able to add a maneuver to extend everything. All of the things, everything. Okay, so let's do this. And let's not do that, good lord. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm also a Kerbal noob, but I have not paid that much attention to SpaceX. I watched their successful re-landing, but I haven't paid too much attention to their overall progress. Ooh. That's not what I wanted to do at all, actually. So let's... out more. And this way more. Okay. Out more. So we're on a 2-something minute burn, which is pretty close to the rest of my fuel on this thing, so I'm not sure this is going to be successful, actually. In which case, strap more engines to it. But we're gonna keep on trying until I'm out of fuel and see if we can get it at the very end. Okay, so I need to speed up until here. And then get us rotated. What am I doing? I'm trying to get satellites into space. I need me some communication satellites before I can go to other planets. Me. I certainly could try to save. I was just planning on reverting and strapping more rockets to it. Because I think if I can't make it in this run, then it's just not quite beefy enough to get it out there. I had enough to get something orbiting the moon, but I don't think I have enough to extend the orbit further and then correct it. But I'm certainly going to try. Okay, so I'm facing the right way. I need to start burning at a minute 45. No, that's not right. A minute 15. There we go. That's what I get for attempting to math in my head. It only works sometimes. Alright, 10 seconds left before I start to burn. And then it's going to be a 2.5 minute burn, so sit tight. So our axis is tilting a little bit, ever so slowly. It's a shame you can't speed up a little bit while you're burning like this, but I can understand why not. So we are not even close. We're halfway-ish on the tilt, and not quite halfway on the orbit, but that's okay. That's okay. And how's the fuel looking? We're doing okay on fuel so far. supposedly 35 seconds left until the burn's done, and that is extending much faster now, so we're good. Our tilt is also almost done. Okay, so we're good. I have not tried strapping a plane to my rocket yet. I wasn't sure I wanted to do that, actually. It would be kind of amusing to get a plane into space and then leave it there. But I haven't had any need for any high altitude plane work yet, so I've just left it. Alright, so now we need to plan out here. And what do we need to plan out here? We need to plan for an orbital extension, significantly, actually. Okay. So if we do by 10, 10's too much. Alright. Got a little bit of a tilty going on there, but it should be okay. And I should be able to correct it later. So that is a 48-second burn. Okay. One thing I am going to do, though, is I'm going to deploy that. Get my satellite moving. Because my electric charge was starting to run low. Well, it wasn't starting to run low, but I've run low on this charge before because that was all encapsulated and I didn't have any solars exposed to get fresh energy. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and deploy my other stuff. There we go. There's my satellite. It's all pretty. Alright. So, let us get... So, the only mods that I have right now are Kerbal Engineer for the stats, like so. And then Precise Maneuver for the better control. I don't have any extra parts or anything like that yet. A friend insisted that I play this as vanilla as I could first. So that's what I'm doing, and then once I get to some undisclosed point in the future, I will be allowed to play mods. I don't know what that point in the future will be, but we will find out. Yes, insisted. Alright, so it's a 48-second burn. You can get some mods in the Twitch launcher. Otherwise, you can get them from the Kerbal forums, which typically end up housed on Git or something like that. Like the Precise Maneuver mod, for example, was not on the Twitch launcher. I had to find that one separately through the Kerbal forums. I don't think I've heard of CCAN. I just searched for Precise Maneuver and it went straight to the Kerbal forums. I didn't try too hard. So I need to burn at 24 seconds. So our orbit is extending. And I do actually have a pretty decent amount of fuel left. Now that we're out in space, it's taking a lot less fuel and effort to get out there. So it's looking better. It's looking like I might have a chance to get this done. That's pretty good. That will take some minor correction later, which is fine. Alright, so now I need to re-extend on the opposite direction again. And I am fairly certain that orbit is entirely circular. Whew, that's interesting. Okay. Hey, Raging Gaming, thank you for that follow. I appreciate that. So let's do... yeah, that direction. That's a good direction. Ish. Good direction-ish. Okay. Minor corrections to be had, but not too bad. It'll do for now. More minor corrections left, but it'll do. And that's only a 1 second burn. The fuck? Alright, I'm okay with that. Okay. I think that's roughly good plan. That happens to every guy. But you just got to get back up on that horse and try again and hope it stays up next time. I'm back. Welcome back, Drew. Warpy, warpy, warpy. Just trying to put a satellite into orbit. Trying not to fail at this. Supposedly a really short burn, so I should be able to start. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm in minor correction mode at this point. Because the purple is my aim, the blue is my current, and the dotted is my current plan. And then I'm going to do a couple more minor corrections to get it as close to the purple as I can. And Blade can attest to my level of relative perfectionism. And how close I got the moon orbit to the last mission that wanted me to do a moon satellite. So I will make sure that it looks as good as possible. And try not to give up. Well, so part of the problem is that once I get close enough, the mission takes away its planned orbit. So I can no longer see what it should be, and I almost have to give up. So sometimes the perfectionism just doesn't kick in. Alright, so I'm still looking good. That's fine. That's fine. I appreciate you stopping by. Either way. Alright, so let's take a look at this orbit. It says it's a 1 second burn. I don't believe it. So I'm gonna try a 1 second burn and see if it's enough, but I'm probably gonna have to fine tune it a little bit. That was not a 1 second burn. That was an 8 second burn. Let's see the game and its terrible estimations. And suddenly I'm okay. So suddenly the mission is fine with where it's at. Which mission was that? That one. The one that just went green. Okay. So that's good enough apparently. Now, I am attempting to use this as my my relay. So I'm assuming that these need to be... I actually don't know how the relays work entirely, so I don't know which direction they should be pointing. What should this one be called? What the hell were my other ones called? Oh yes, that's right. Before it died, horrible, horrible death. Close enough. So I can go back to the Space Center. I'll readjust it later if I have to. And I just want to check on its connectivity to make sure it's, you know, connecting and stuff. It claims to be connecting just fine. Is this another satellite that they wanted me to do? Like, did I totally forget that I grabbed that satellite mission? Probably. Probably, yes. Okay. This one wants another satellite around Kerbal. I mean, I guess I could have a whole bunch of satellites around Kerbal. I'm not opposed to that. Yeah, sure, why not? Alright, so, what is a good plan for an orbital relay station, or an orbital relay network, as it were, so that I can actually communicate with other planets? Like, I'm assuming it would be good to get, this one, I think? No, not that one. This one, for the better relay antenna. Like, I'm thinking I might want to get that first before I start launching a whole bunch of satellites into space. But I don't know for sure. That looks weird. Why is that slanted? I can't imagine where a slant would be a good thing. That probe body, I assumed it was pretty good. I assumed this probe body had better SAS control or something like that. I don't know where else its benefits lie, but oh, I suppose you're right, Blade. So I mean, between this command module and the relay antenna, I'm thinking this is kind of a good selection, so I can have a better relay antenna for an actual relay network that I'll probably need. Because otherwise this one is further out, but I'm not going to wait on that. Let's go with this. Done. Too late. So let's go redesign my satellite then. Let's new satellite thingamabobber. Okay, so if I'm going to do that, what does that relay look like? It looks like that, okay. So, as far as this relay satellite is concerned, and also, for that matter, the way the relays actually work, I'm assuming they're positional, but I'm not positive if they're positional. Like, is this cone relatively representative of the cone that they have, that they can send and receive transmissions? Or is it more like these antennas where, as long as they exist, they're kind of good? They're not, okay. So I can get rid of you, and I can get rid of you. So if I slap this thing on right here, it's going to be fine, right? Like, I don't need to worry about it? Why is that not snapping to anything? Okay, that's good. So if I snap this right, like, here-ish. Oops. I mean, that should be all I really need for the satellite. I shouldn't need to do much else. Unless I want to use the other probe core, which I could do. Let's do that. I might as well use my handy, snazzy new toy. Up here, right. So the hex is better than the octo, apparently. Somehow. They weigh the same, they have the same tolerances. This one, the hex requires more electrical charge. They have the same data transmitter. Both have the same terrain. This one has a slightly better reaction wheel. Obviously the SAS is the better component of it. But it does require a lot more electric charge, so batteries probably are going to be necessary. Alright, let's get these on here. Now that means that I most likely do not need this additional reaction wheel, and I can replace that with a battery. Or it's just going to take out the whole battery node. Okay, that's fine. Battery, and battery. So that will give it some more battery power, which is good. Okay, so I've got all of the science on here just because I wanted this to be kind of a universal satellite. And every different satellite that's been asked of me so far has required some form of science. And I think each one of these sciences has been requested at some point. So I'd rather it just be all there for the hell of it. Doesn't hurt anything. And then I want the communication delimabobber. That's not what I want at all. There we go. Right, like so. Now, here's what I'm not positive on. The relay network... Like, what's the range on them? My understanding is the relay antennas have a lower range than, like, these ones. Also, I have this one, which I forgot about. I don't know what this one does. What do you look like? Oh, neat. Okay. So that could potentially go, like, on the side-ish. And then they would be like so, I guess. That button. Not that button. That button. There we go. And this does not have a deploy because it's just a big old dish. Okay. So I kind of dig it. So let's go and put this as a replacement to the relay satellite. Yes, overwrite. I shall do that thing. Why did... What happened here? What the hell is it doing? I don't know what it's doing, but it's bugged. Oh well. I don't think it's counted as retracted, so I don't think it's going to cause a problem. Okay, so now... Don't save... I don't remember which satellite I wanted to do, but I think I can do the close one. So let's cut off all of this nonsense. There we go. So I think that's enough to do the close thingy with the stuff. So let's launch that. So we are attempting to do just this simple closer orbital. So it should be good. Should be good. So we sass, and we launch, and we get to turn it a little bit. Not exactly a smooth turn transition, but it'll be fine. Also not the most stable of buggers, but that's okay. It's special in its own way. Alright, so we are actually fine. Oh, this thing handles like a school bus. Alright, school bus, come to a stop. There we go. And it's going to take forever to recorrect itself. Oh, by the way, Drew, I did end up putting in that config file that always puts on the Flight Engineer modules, and also the this map. So thank you for pointing those out. Those are definitely handy. Get this school bus to rotating a little bit. Okay, so we need to burn for 13 or 14 seconds, somewhere in there. Could potentially just keep burning here, except for the part where it's going all sorts of wacky. That's fine. So I could keep burning here and extending out the APO out here-ish. do. Still have plenty of correction to do, but that's fine. Alright, so now, I actually did read up on ascending and descending nodes, so now I know what to do with them. Alright, so you need to not do 100. Go out a ways. Probably should try to circularize a little bit. I think circularize actually is perfect, or close enough to perfect, actually. I do need to tilt ever so slightly. There. That's pretty. Okay. So... let's get to here-ish. So this is a problem that I have, and it's more of an aesthetic problem than anything else. I don't want this giant-ass rocket attached to my satellite. But if I cut it loose, it's just going to stay in orbit forever. So I don't know how to fully get rid of those. Oh. I think I'm out of battery. No, I'm not out of battery. Why are you not moving? I have full connectivity. I have battery. What? It's just doing its own thing at this point. And now it's back to cooperating, sort of. Sort of cooperating. Definitely not cooperating well. Hell, I'm half tempted to cut this thing loose so I can have better control over it. But I'm afraid that I don't have enough fuel in the last bit to fully correct this orbit. I do not know why it's fighting me so hard. I have not had this thing fight me so hard before. Why you fight me? Why you be such a jerk? Stupid jerk rocket. That was way too painful. Much more painful than it ever needs to be. Okay. So now, we can warp to here-ish. Alright, so I need to start burning at 12 seconds. So here's the part where I could cut and leave it in a different orbit, but I think I'm just going to leave it. That's not close enough. That's a silly not very close enough, but it counted. Ah, well, it'll be fine. Okay, so that satellite's good. Hooray. Okay, so now we can go back to the Space Center and do other stuff. Nice. I can see the relay doing its thing. I don't know what these numbers are. And why they're suddenly bouncing like that. But I'm okay with that. Whatever they're doing a thing. Doing a thing is okay. So we have lovely green network. Let's see. So this is Mun and this is Minmus. I haven't had anything to Minmus yet that I'm aware of. I do have a satellite request at Duna, but I'm afraid that my my communication network is not up to snuff yet to be able to send an unmanned probe to Duna. I certainly don't want to send a manned probe to Duna because I'm not entirely sure I can get them back again. Okay. Now, what are we going to do? Hi, let's talk. How you doing? Oh, all you tourists desperate to get to the Mun, I'm ignoring you. But I'll take another satellite. That's inclination 1 degree, though. I don't know for sure how to read these numbers. I mean, I get apoapsis and periapsis, but inclination I'm not positive on. And I don't know how that relates to my other satellites. And more satellites is always good. Why the hell not? So, should we try the moon landing? I kind of want to try it. And I know we've got this moon lander, but it didn't have enough fuel, so I'd have to edit it a little bit to get it back again. I could try my space bus, and I did actually slightly modify the space bus at one point. Did I? No, I didn't, apparently. I thought I had modified the space bus to include lander legs, but apparently I forgot to do that. Unless I saved it as something else. Did I do long shot? I didn't do long shot. I did do long shot. Yes. So I was going to try to see if this one could make it to the moon and back. Yes, I did update long shot ever so slightly to see if it was good. So what I'm going to do is kill this thing. Don't need this. Probably could do with this though. Somewhere. Sure. Sure, why not? If they blow up, they blow up. On re-entry, that is. Let's see. What an interesting song. Let's get some more batteries packed in here. Just in case. Alright, gonna try it. See how it goes. Alright, Valentina. Let's do this thing. You've already done it once in a past life. You just don't remember it because you died a horrible, horrible death. Poor lady. Definitely launches far up. Okay. Whoops. Did a thing wrong. I did a thing very wrong. Launching all the things. I did a thing wrong. I didn't do it, I swear. Okay, let's try that again. Less explosions this time. If I can get more angle this should be able to just get me straight to orbit. But I don't think I have that much control over them. Could probably bank it harder. I think this one actually controls better than the previous space bus. So we need to burn for 1.5 minutes, so that's 45 seconds start. Alright. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is gonna be a little bit burned to get that that orbit almost established. Now the other option is I could just convert my space bus, which I've been successfully orbiting the moon and back multiple times. This is more of an attempt to reuse a different ship that I had never actually used before. I think I used it once, actually, and it was just a flyby. Oops, burned out. Is a longer burn because that rocket is not nearly as good. Okay. Just trying to extend the orbit out. And we're already ready to burn. How convenient. trying to remember the plans. We need to land on the Mun, we need to plant a flag, we need to get all of the science from the Mun surface, and then we need to get our ass home. So many different orbits now. Stop the burn. And replan. Okay. So there's the Mun. And that means that I need to start roughly here-ish. Whoops, too far. Or was that too far? Yeah, that's too far. Okay, so let's view the Mun. And this puts us at... That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'll take it. Okay. So then we need to go back here. And then we need to warp to here-ish. Everyone's so quiet. Okay, I need to start burning at 1 minute. I just got an email notice from someone from 2 hours ago of a sub from Twitch, so thank you, Metal Militia. I totally missed that. I doubt you're even still watching, but thank you anyway. I definitely need to fix my lack of Twitch follower notifications. I've had very little luck with that so far, and I don't know why that is. The only follower notifications I can seem to find for Twitch are on-screen notifications, which don't do me any good when I'm not looking at my own stream. So, I don't know the answer to that yet. So we need to do roughly that. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So now, back here. There we go. Delete that node. Get ourselves warped to here. Zoom, zoom. And then we have to close our orbit. No, not that. That maneuver. And then alright. Yeah, we'll do it in a little bit. That's fine. It doesn't take too terribly much to burn. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. So. Let us warp to here-ish. So we are about to try the Mun landing. Like, for legit realsies, yo. Alright, so let's do... because that's close to where we're pointing anyway. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm also going to tap at the that thing so I can get a proper estimated burn time. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Warp here. And then we'll need to burn for a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright, so kill that node. Then we can bring this in and get ready to land. Need it. Like it. I don't know for sure where the moon's orbit is enough to actually pull you in, or can you actually do an orbit that skims the surface and back out again? Because I know that there's no atmosphere to slow you down, so I'm pretty sure that you can do a really close orbit. But I also know that there are mountains that can go higher than 10,000, so I don't know if I want to do that. Be pretty neat, though. Okay, so let's start here, and then I can correct it later. Yes, let's do that. So first things first, I want to extend my legs. So I don't forget. I did not put them far enough down, but they'll be fine. I didn't have much choice. There wasn't much more down I could go. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. Okay. So then I need to Sure. Then I need to prepare to retro. Okay. And then I need to warp a little closer. And I'm going to correct ever so slightly. All right, so scoot ahead a bit. And get ready to burn at 4 seconds, maybe. Let's go with 4 seconds. Okay, so that's pretty good. Go a little bit more. Yeah, let's just get it all the way in. Okay, so now we're going to do some more correcting on the way. That's where the tricky bit's going to be. So we can delete that. I'm going to warp to here-ish. Now the tricky bit is attempting, not really doing well, but attempting to find a position to land that isn't complete garbage. That spot looks kind of good. Sure, why not? I guess. Yeah, let's try that. So it's not going to be a complete retro burn, it's going to be an angled burn. I've never attempted to do a node landing before, or a node planned landing. This will be an interesting concept. Okay. So let's zoom to that spot, I suppose. Need to start burning at 12 or 11, somewhere in there. So this is probably going to change, and it's probably not going to be where I want to land, but I'm going to try. So let's retrograde that. Now, I'm going to F5 here, and see about landing. Sure, let's do that. Aiming at a crater. I'm really liking that, but that's the brakes. Though we're coming back out of the crater, so sure. I'm basically just coming in as slow as I possibly can, like I did before, because I nailed that landing. So let's see if I can nail it again with legs this time, because legs are important. Everyone needs legs. Ooh, that was a little bit of a choppy load in. Oh, that's Purdy. What was that? I think that's just another galaxy. But it's Purdy. I like it. Alright, so where are we at? We are at 57,000 and falling. So I have plenty of time to zoom down a hair. And then fix that with another retro burn. Looks like I'm going to aim for this dark crater right here. Unintentionally, but that's what's happening. Also, fuel is looking like a concern. Okay. So we are going to drop it down some more. Hit maybe 10,000 and start to retro burn some more. Maybe 15, just to level it out a little. I should kill that node. Yep, fuel is definitely a concern here. Oh boy. Cat's decided now is a good time to come join. Yes. Yes, you. Come here. Come here. No. Quiet your face. So we're still quite a ways off from the surface, but we're coming in slow enough that I should be able to fix it. However, we are on a slanty surface, and slanty surface is no good. Slanty surface is bad surface. I don't think I can fix that. Oops, too hard. Okay. Definitely slanty surface. But the legs are holding. Sort of. Sort of, just barely. So I think this is probably going to require a reversion and figure out the fuel situation. I'm probably going to have to rocket it harder towards the mud. Cat, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? It's still wobbling, by the way. It's still not wanting to stop. But Valentina down there in the corner looks so thrilled with herself. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Now, I am going to see about launching. Like, just to see, because I know this is not enough fuel to get back. So I'm going to have to redo it. But I want to see, like, can we achieve an orbit with this little fuel? Because if that's the case, then I'm pretty close to done. Oh my god, cat. Oh my god, come here. Come here. Come here. What you want? Cat is being a cat. Okay, so let's do the go thing. Let's do the go thing. Let's wait until we're done wobbling. And go that direction. Not quite the direction I was intended to go, but sure, that way. So it actually does take quite a bit to get off the mud. That's actually the end of my fuel right about there. So we're going to have to revert. So this was my long shot 1.5. So obviously the long shot 1.5 is not quite up to snuff. So I think my space bus will be able to do it. Although, no, because space bus has enough to orbit the Mun and then make it back, and is usually pretty close to out of fuel by the time it makes it back. So the extra fuel required to land and then relaunch again, probably not going to cut it. So, interesting. I'll tell you what, I will think on that for just a moment, and I will do a little bit of BRB. So yeah, BRB. Aw, thanks, Arctic Raider. A-okay, but BRB anyway. is returned. So, now back to figuring out how to land on the Mun properly. Let's see what parts we have available. I don't know what this is. I don't know why I have a cube, but sure. This is an interesting concept. I wonder... So this will be a whole new... Is it really extremely tiny? Oh, it is extremely tiny. So, what the hell's its purpose? Also, hello, John Ford. Like, is it just to stick things on in different angles? Like, is the whole point just to be able to slap stuff on at horizontal angles and stuff? Seems kind of strange. So what I think I want to try doing is changing up everything. So let's get rid of these. And let's get rid of this. And I want to try this. I know this is silly, but I want to try it. There we go. Okay. Okay, so actually that's a little bit much for what I'm going to be calling my lander. So let's do that. Here and here, just for stability's sake. Okay. And I know this is crazy for a moonlander, but bear with me here. Oh, poo. Those legs. Those legs don't go down very far at all. Oh my god, cat. Okay, so those legs do go down far enough if you attach them all funky angles. So we'll count that. So, then we do a coupling of this variety. Okay. Me. And then Reliance. Okay. So far, so good. This is going to be an entirely different rocket, so I'm not going to overwrite the long shot with this. I have no idea what I'm going to call this. I am out of ideas, so that's what it's going to be called for now. So, that, and then I'm going to strap on a bunch of kickbacks. Get this thing up into space. I don't know what this detachment manifold is good for. Like, I don't know. Let's do this. there. And right there. I think. Alright, so we're gonna jam these things right about there. Ooh, party your nose cones. There. This is just silly, by the way. I am aware that this is just silly. But that's what Kerbal's all about, right? Okay. This is good. We're not going to call it that. Someone give me ideas for a name, because I don't have any ideas for a name right now. Although I'm actually starting to wonder if I need more thrust, because that's a lot more rocket than previously, and these are the same old kickbacks that I was using before. So I might need more thrust. I could do that. No? What are you doing? What are you doing? What do you... No, that's not how that goes at all. What are you doing, you crazy nose cone? Crazy ass nose cone. Fine, we'll use those instead. Now, this might be an absolutely terrible idea, but... fuck it. Okay. Fine. Fine. This probably needs stability launcher thingamabobbers, but we won't know until it crashes on the launch pad. Oh hey, it didn't crash on a launch pad. Alright, I'll take it. Okay. SAS. And then we don't have any wings on this thing. I need wings. We're about to. We are absolutely about to fucking do it. So we're gonna put you, and we're gonna put I mean, I kind of want to put that there, but that's not really a great spot for it. I'm tempted, but we'll see how this does. This is an absolutely terrible idea. Horrendous idea, but we're doing it anyways. Alright, SAS. And... fucking go! It's not stable, but it's okay. I know, right? It was a very important decision to put those wings on it. SAS is off, what the crap? I swear to God I put SAS on. Thank you for that. We'll see where this thing takes us. I mean, it's supposed to be taking us to the moon, but it probably doesn't like me. It's probably like, this boy is insane and doesn't know how to build a ship, so we're just gonna crash it for him. But that's a giant ball of fire. Jesus. Did anything survive? Everything survived. I think everything survived. Hooray! Alright, that's way too far, but that's okay. That's where I want to be anyway. I think everything survived with that explosion. I got all my wings, I got my landers. We're good. Okay. I'll count it as good. Alright, so... That'll do. We'll do a second run later. Alright, so I need to off-sass and then turn this beast of a ship around eventually. Come on. You can do it. I know you can do it. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I have built a quadcopter that can self-level itself and just float there. And if you poke at it, it just goes back to where it was. So I'm pretty sure that they can calculate a rocket that can go up straight without falling over. That's a hell of a challenge, Arctic, seeing as I haven't been to another planet yet. And I also don't believe I have any of the parts to make a Saturn V. Like, I'm thinking the giant tanks and stuff like that. Pretty sure I don't have what's needed to do that. I could be wrong. I might have what's needed to do that. Alright, so let's speed up a hair. I need to start my burn at 26-ish seconds, I think. Okay. So we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Something, go. The tri-rocket is definitely doing its job. It is going hard and fast. Whereas before, the single rocket that I was using was not quite putting out enough oomph to get a decent orbit in place. So I'm kind of liking the tri-rocket so far. Except the part where I'm out of fuel. Cut it loose. And go some more. So here's the challenge. Do I have enough fuel to do what I need to do? Okay, so that is a 36-second burn. Good. This is true. This is true, and there has been a little bit of that so far in this playthrough. Not nearly to that level, but there has been strap it on and hope for the best. Like, there's been a lot of that. So now I'm to the point of like calculating and like testing and stuff. It's kind of weird. But this, I mean, this build right now is really just strap it together and hope for the best. So this is definitely back in the testing phases. So I need to burn at 18 seconds. So far, fuel is good, but it's definitely draining quickly. That'll do. Now we need to set the mon as a target and figure out how to get there. That's gonna be about right. Oops. Okay, so whoa, too far. Whoa, came in at a really janky angle there, but that's okay. It's okay. Oh. I am open to suggestions. I've had that suggestion, and I've also had Noonan 3 as a suggestion. I've been testing it out here and there, trying to figure out a good answer to it. Haven't found a solid answer yet, but let's try it your way. So we put the moon at noon, moon at noon. 4:30 is going to be roughly about here. You can host me all you want. I appreciate that. Ah. Nose. Trying to sneeze. Stop it. One minute. I'm alive. Thank you for the follow, too. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's not hitting it any closer. So this is actually putting me further away from the Mun than my first attempt. This was putting me at 2 million away. and the other one was putting me at about 1 million away. So I mean, it's not great, but it's not horrible. But yeah, I can definitely fix it. I'm trying to do it efficiently to use as little fuel as possible because I want to land and then launch again. But we'll see how this goes. Yeah, that part I'm not too terribly concerned about. I'm just trying to be as efficient with fuel as possible because so far I've had problems with fuel on this run. This is my first attempt with a tri-rocket, so far it seems to be much more efficient fuel-wise as well, which is very nice. Cool in the gang, get down on it. You know what, that white boy, I'm gonna let you post that. Go for it. No, I do not have another landing stage. The point on this one was land it with the big-ass rockets and then launch again with the big-ass rockets and take it all the way back home again. Because I want to actually be able to get back home, which means I need a decent amount of fuel and rocketry to do that. But let's try this as it is. So, sassy, sassy, sassy. So yeah, if you look at the ship, it's just engines, fuel, and then this here is my cut with a heat shield once I re-enter the atmosphere. So that's it. I mean, I'm not doing anything fancy. Just putting a boatload of power under it. All right, let's refocus. Get ready to get back to here. Okay. Okay, so if you want a fun time, check out my my last video, the one that's called Stage Mud Landing. Check out the last like 10 minutes of that, and watch me feather touch that thing. I was so proud of myself. I landed the rocket that was about twice this tall, so it had a second stage of fluid tanks. I landed it on a single one of these engines without any feet, because I forgot to put the feet on the damn thing. And it landed upright with no problem whatsoever. So, yes, I'm a madman. Absolutely. Alright, so I am pointed the right direction. I just need to speed up a hair and get in line with it. I need to start burning at 28, roughly. Alright. We are burning, and we are going, and we are doing. Things are getting did. let's take a look at here where we ended up. We can burn a little bit more and line it up with that. Okay. Good. Oops, wrong button. That button. Alright, so let's forward it a hair. A lot more than a hair. Zoom zoom. Zoom zoom. Alright, now we are in Mon Influence. Let's delete this maneuver. And then retro burn the hell out of this thing. No, not just retro burn, because that's not going to do it. So retro burn is not the only answer here. I need to angle. Okay. So that claims to be a 3-second burn, but it's not going to be a 3-second burn. Because once we change to moon influence, my previous calculations of burn time no longer apply. I found that out the hard way a few times before I figured it out. So we are going to retro just a hair beforehand to get a better calculation. 15 seconds. I can do 15 seconds. Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. So let's zoomy, zoomy, zoom. Slowest zoom ever. I don't know what orbit that is. What orbit is that? That is the orbit of one of my satellites. Okay. Okay, so going to need to start burning in a couple seconds here. I'm not facing the right direction yet. I don't know why either, but I am as well. Welcome back, Arctic Raider. Alright, so let's correct this nonsense because I failed miserably at pointing. And then let's burn some. There. So now we have an orbit of sorts. So now I just need to drop that orbit down. Now the question is, how do I want to drop this orbit down? Yeah, this will be fine. Okay, retro burn into the mun. Retro burn straight into the mun, perhaps. I am actually ashamed to say I have not seen the newer Independence Day. I absolutely love the first one. I have not seen the newer one. I'm sad now. Way to make me sad, Arctic. I will let you two fight amongst yourselves. I shall not weigh in on the quality of a movie, because I am easy to please when it comes to movies. I am not a movie snob, as I have seen some people be. As long as it's pretty or has a decent plot. Sometimes just decent sound is enough. I refuse to see the new Jurassic Park movie, though. Not on principle or anything like that, just not too terribly interested. Let's warpy warp. Yeah, it's the wrong direction. Oh dear. I don't know what to say to that, honestly. Alright, so we are attempting to do this thing. Like so. Now for the fun part. Landing and surviving. Alright, so we are going to retro. We are going to zoomy zoomy zoom. Zoom means go. Zoom means go. Oh, we just retroed down to 10 meters per second, so it wasn't going very fast. Zoom means go faster? Yeah, zoom means go faster. It's a hard burn, but it's still not very fast, so it's not going to take too terribly much fuel. Shouldn't. Shouldn't. So we're going to warp here, because I don't want to wait very long. I'm impatient. Alright, retro, get me back to retro. And so we are at fairly high still. Okay, re-retro, burn off some of that speed. See, it doesn't take too terribly much effort to burn off that speed. Oh, I know. I've failed a couple times too. Alright, so we burned off a good chunk of that speed. I don't think I can warp to here anymore, which is unfortunate. But I can manually warp. Warp does get out of hand really fast. Okay. So we're going to do this slowly. And then we're going to burn some more. take a look at our surroundings. Our legs are still deployed, which means I launched with them deployed, which means I totally forgot that they could be retracted. But that's okay. That's okay. Alright, so we're still pretty high up. So I'm going to warp down a hair. Okay. And we're going pretty fast again still. I knew I should have dropped that orbit before I came down straight at it. That might be a better use of my fuel. Not sure I like the idea of landing on the edge or side-ish of a mountain, but can't do too terribly much about it right now. I mean, it could. I could definitely do something about it right now, but I don't wanna. Do we have a shadow yet? Don't have a shadow yet. Okay. I have to eyeball it. Yeah, it's not really an edge, but it's still a pretty sizable gradient that I'm concerned about. Still don't have visible shadow, but that's fine. Oops. Almost burned too hard. Hooray! Okay, so we don't have too terribly much fuel left, but I think it might be enough to get me home, question mark? So I'm actually going to save here on the Mun, because I can always revert later. And I'm going to get out and see about doing some science. Crew report from the Mun. Science from the Mun. Hooray! You can close. You can open. So hard to see some of these things. And then the other side, I think. There we go. So much science. Okay, and then I want to quick save again now that I've done the science, and then I need to EVA. And then she's going to fall and bounce a little bit down the side of the rocket. And there we go. And then that flag's going to get planted. Done. Oh, you can climb the Mun flag? That's amusing. That's amusing. Look at her, she's so happy. She's like, wow. And she's falling. And she's falling. And she's... Yes. Okay. So now I need to be able to get back up here. So I want to aim properly first so I don't have to do too many corrections. Alright. Yeah, up, climb, grab, forward, hooray! Okay, F5 again. So, we have done all of the science, all of the missions, all of the everything. We've landed on the Mun. We've planted a flag on the Mun. We will be recovering scientific data from space around Kerbin on the way back, I think. No, wait. I don't have any more science to do on the way back. That's fine, I can hit that a different run. Plant flag. Doodly doodly doo. Doodly doodly doo. Okay. I did soil sample, yes. I did that while I was hanging on before I fell and planted the flag. So now, to see if we can escape the Mun. F5 again, just for safety. Now, how do... I mean, the short answer is just fucking go and hope for the best. But I was hoping to get some sort of angle off the gate. But I don't need an angle off the gate. I can just do any angle off the gate and it'll be fine. Yeah, turn immediately was kind of the plan. So let's sass that. Go. And turn immediately. Sass harder. And yeah, we're already pretty much ready to do that. So I can X that. I can plan a maneuver and do some Bernie burn. That's taking a surprising amount of fuel. That's a whole 12 seconds of fuel. That'll do for now, I think. Okay, so then we just need to go further that direction. Okay. Then we can speed up a hair to get there. Now this is going to be really tight. I'm pretty sure I'm going to run out of fuel before I get back home, but we will see. But if that's the case, then I'm oh so close to having it just right. Okay, getting ready to burn. Getting that moon orbit in place is tough. Okay, so now that we're floating on the Mun, how do we get back home successfully? I mean, I think the answer is just burn the shit out of it and hope, like usual, but kind of hoping for a better plan than that. Let's try here. Okay. So that gets me in a hell of an orbit. I don't even know what that does. Is that a sun orbit? That is a sun orbit. Neat. Okay, so I don't think that's the right answer. I'm pretty sure that's not the right answer. I'm just wondering, like, if prograde down at the periapsis would be better than at Apo. So I'm going to try a couple orbit options and see what works. Like, if I burn here at the tail end of that swing, is that a better option? And that's kind of looking like a better option. Let's try that. Yeah, that's about as close as I can get it with this burn. Okay, well, I'm digging it so far. So here's the part where we skim the surface of the Mun. Like, all the way down here, skimming the surface of the Mun. So I'm gonna go... Eh? Okay, let's correct this while we're here. We're still skimming. Okay, we're getting close to the spot. 4 seconds left. Okay, good. That leaves me with ever so little fuel left. Not nearly enough. So what I'm gonna do is fast forward to exit. Come on. Okay, so fast forward to exit, and I want to see how close I can bring this down with the little bitty tiny sliver of fuel that I have left. We may very well be lost in space, space, space. Oops, there. So with an 8-second burn, we can bring it back in from really freaking high up and see if it goes. I don't know if I have 8 seconds left in me. So this could be a shot in the dark. If it works, I'm gonna be fucking thrilled. But if it doesn't work, I'll pretty much know what I need to do to fix it. So... okay. I don't know why I'm as tense about this as I am. I'm very tense about this. Alright. Let's... There we go. Okay, so we need to go this away. And this away. So now we need to fast forward ahead a little bit. So I need to see this one and not this one. Not that one. This one. There we go. So, how close can we get it? Oh, for crap's sake. Why did that suddenly decide to jump from 50 to 10,000? Okay, fine. We'll go around again. Fine, be that way. Just fine. I don't care. It's a shame that I cannot... Like, I don't get a T-minus to the node because I'm already past it. So it's only counting how far away I have been. Is there a way to reset the timer with this one? Let's copy to clipboard. Let's kill the node. New node. Paste. Okay, that works. I'll take it. Oh, except for it kept the same time frame as well. Interesting. New node it is. Delete. New node. Do things less shitty this time. No worries, Arctic. You're good. Meh. Meh. Okay. So, in. 31. 31's good. Ooh, that was interesting. Okay. We're good. Warpy. And it's such an identical maneuver that I didn't even need to reorient myself. Okay. Alright, so we are very close again. Right clicky, and like 10 seconds left to burn. Oh! Okay, so I only had 2 seconds, or like a half a second of burn left in me. So I am out of fuel. So that's a bust. Ever so close. Like, we made the entire trip, the landing, the launch, and back again. I'm wondering... I know, right? It's possible that I could have done it if I didn't burn so hard to drop straight onto the moon like I did. If I had narrowed my orbit enough to slow down, and then come at it at a gentler angle, I may have been okay. But I don't think it's not guaranteed enough for me to want to try it and waste another half an hour on it, seeing if it works. Well, that is very anticlimactic, because I wanted to end the stream here. But we went out with a fart instead of a bang. So, let's revert to vehicle assembly 9 days ago. This thing will be saved as this for now, until I figure out a better answer to it. Let's do a thing. The best streams end in a fart? I mean, possibly? Pro tips coming in. Oh dear. Okay. I'm curious to hear the logic on that. Because without all this to get me up, I wouldn't have enough fuel to get back again. Unless there's a better answer, which there might be. So you're talking about the solid boosters, right? So if we get rid of all this nonsense, like the man says, that is true. I was hoping to get more of an angle on them much earlier to get that orbit ready to go. But I had no control due to the shitty wing placement. So I was hoping for better than what I got. And that might be something that could be corrected to save it. But I don't know. I don't know. The other possibility is I swap out this try for just the thicker round versions of everything and see how that goes. Okay, well I already did that and I couldn't get enough fuel into it. Because I had, let's go back, yeah, I suppose, save it. So if we go back to, let's see, long shot's close enough of an example. So this is the one, or close enough to the one that I had tried previously, and I just didn't have enough juice to get back up again. Okay. So I typically do 3 stages, with boost and turn essentially being 1. But yeah, this did not have enough juice to get back again. It had enough juice to get there and land, but there was even less of a chance than the one that we just barely failed at just moments ago. So if this can be adjusted ever so slightly to get it there and back, great. Like, is it just a matter of throwing another stage in between these 2 fuels? And then the lander will be this top section with this 1 fuel and a single rocket. Like, is that enough to cut it? So that's my heat shield. Man, stop spazzing. Oh yeah, I need a decoupler thingy. Decoupler. Middle. I mean, that's true, but also there still is pretty significant amount of fuel required to launch correct, and then the most expensive part is correcting the final re-entry so that it doesn't come in like a fucking rocket at 4,000 meters per second. And if you don't correct for that, from what I found, is you just either skip off the atmosphere or you burn out hard, regardless of heat shield. Engine. But I will definitely try this out. So let's put that back on. Need to pull this up a hair. And then get these up here. Now I'm curious with these extended. Yeah, they'll fit. Okay, good. So ideally, all the way out to here would get us to the moon. Nah, the heat shield tends to take most of the brunt of it, and I've got enough landing stuff here that I rarely hit faster than like 4 meters per second. So I'm not worried about it at all. I've re-entered with this thing more than enough times, like this exact getup. So I'm not worried about that at all. So this one right here. Is this one just the launch and return? And if so, this is partially used to land on the Mun, right? And how does this get detached without causing problems? Okay. So we would have already detached this whole mess getting into orbit on the Mun. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. Good, good. Good, good. No, these two are not good. So we need another stage here. Another stage here. I tend to like to do my separations separate from the next stage. I know you could do separate and next rocket at the same time, but I like to separate them, give me a little bit more fine control over it. Okay, so all that's fine. Alright, so let's... That's all fine. So... I do, but there's the linky thing. There's the linky thing. But I'm also not in my own Discord chat, by the way. So if you're thinking of voice, I'm not in there, or planning on being in there. But I get the gist of it. I'm not entirely sure I want to try that right now, because I'm starting to fade pretty fast. Alrighty, Arctic. Thanks for stopping by. So second stage here. A single large mid-fuel tank. Interesting. There's an idea. Do I have the large tanks? I guess I do. How much fuel is that, by the way? That's 1440, and the large here is 360. So yeah, that's definitely a significant amount more fuel. This one I do have 2 attached, so I could kill that. Oops, missed. There you go. So like that, just a single tank on each one? Or were you actually talking about the bigger diameter, which I could certainly do. That was a yes to 2 different questions. I am curious to start playing with these, because I've only done a little bit with them. Let's get that out of here. I've only done like 1? I mean, I can get it to orbit, no problem, but okay. Yeah, what engine do I have on there? This is... that's a Terrier. Okay, so I need to change that to the mid. Swivel. So we've got the Reliant, the Swivel, and then the Terrier. So 3 proper stages. Else I need to worry about? I don't think so. So the delta V on this is only 3,000 on the second stage here, and need 3,400 to orbit. So I'm gonna end up burning out this stage before I can even orbit, and then having to use this stage even more to get into orbit and then to the Mun. So hopefully this is enough fuel. Now the largest engine is already on the bottom tank. So it feels like cutting off these boosters to half size wouldn't be great. Like, it feels like just cutting down more power for the sake of cutting down more power is irrelevant. Like, why wouldn't we use these? I guess that's more my question, is why wouldn't we use the bigger ones? I'm not under price constraints. And it feels like getting up harder and faster is ultimately better. Yeah, but they're pulling their own weight, is my point. I mean, these things are pulling their weight more so than the other ones would be. Let's see, Delta V is 2260? That's so tiny up there. So Delta V 2260, and that's, there we go. And Delta V on these, there's only 1200. So the Delta V on, oops, I was looking the other way around. So I was looking at the words, numbers, things. So why, I'm curious, why is taking me too high a problem? Ignore my fucking up with the numbers, reading it wrong. Why is going too high a problem? Because I mean, ultimately I have to extend out the orbit anyway until I reach the moon. Okay. And I love these things for control. But couldn't that be compensated by starting your turn much earlier and get that orbit out further rather than straight up? I mean, it seems like as long as I don't suck at it, I could potentially make good use of those the bigger ones. Really? Okay. There. Aerodynamics. Okay. Oh, that's cute. That's adorable. Huh. That seems like something that they could do a better job at. Like, they could potentially get you going much better than that. Higher and or at a better angle. But let's try this out. Let's see how this thing launches. That was weird. Doesn't normally do that. Normally it just zooms straight in rather than going sideways and then tilting. That was weird. Okay, so SAS. I don't know how hard to start my turn, but I will certainly start it. You wobbly bastard. Well, fine. Take out my bottom engine, why don't you? I forgot to spin release. Or rather, I didn't think I needed to spin release, but... Alright. Yay! Yay! Whee! Well, we ended with a bang. A couple bangs. And some interesting fireworks going off in random directions. Whee! They're still going. They're still going. Oh, I know that general concept. But just earlier you said go straight to 10, and that's their entire job. So I was confused. When you said the solid's job is to get you straight up to 10, there's no real corrections needed at that point. That's what I got from you. So I was confused. I'm well aware of the concept of the gravity turn. But I was having a hard time braining at all. My brain's pretty much gone right now. That's impressive. It's still going. Okay, let's revert that, because fuck it. Yes. Air resistance is a bitch. And that's kind of why I was using the heavier rockets, because I was finding that the thumpers weren't really doing it for me anymore. Especially with the amount of weight that I had in the center of this rocket. But I will try it again later. As of right now, my brain is just completely and totally gone. I can't physics anymore. So I am going to call it here. We did not get to successfully land and return from the mun, but we're almost there, I think. Almost. I'm going to try my other design out as well. That try design was oh so close. So close. So I'm gonna try that again. I'll try this one as well and see what works. But yeah. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm tired. I'm tired. So thank you for all the assistance, Michael. Thank you for stopping by. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.